A brand new trailer has come out for Halloween Ends, even though the last one promised us it was the final trailer. Let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy, Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about Halloween Ends. As I was just saying in the intro, yes, the last trailer promised that would be the final one. I thought that was a little weird because typically they have like 3 or 4 trailers even, like that's how it was with Kills at least. A lot of these scenes detail some more things about Corey Cunningham, and before we get into it, I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. So one thing I want to talk about real quick before we get into the trailer stuff is David Gordon Green, the director of the last 2 films, as well as this new one that comes out on October 14th, real soon. Very exciting stuff. I can't wait for it. He is defending his last film, Kills, after the negative response that it got from most of the fans. I personally really loved Kills. I think if you went into that expecting a masterpiece like the original John Carpenter movie, I could see being disappointed. That movie was just a purely fun, candy kind of Halloween movie, and that's really all I was expecting from a movie titled Halloween Kills. I mean, that is a goofy title if I've ever seen one. In an interview with SFX magazine as part of their Halloween horror special, the director stood by his movie and reiterated that it was exactly the kind of movie he had set out to make. Green says, "Kills was 100% the movie I wanted to make, and I'm extremely proud of its kind of insanity. To me, psychologically, the whole point of that movie is kind of unraveling things and not resolving things. There's a lot of people that when they see an ending like that, or that kind of unresolved chaos, they get frustrated as a moviegoer. For me, that's just part of the fun, and then we get to come in and tidy it up with the last one. So any frustration that was expressed about the last one, I kind of just smile and say, hold tight, here we come." I just want to say that is so promising. That's exactly what I'm expecting from Ends, and after I watched Kills, that was exactly what was going through my mind. Just the idea that, yes, this is unresolved. It doesn't really feel like a fully structured movie, but that's kind of the point of this entire trilogy. It's supposed to feel like one long continuation to John Carpenter's classic. That's why I really enjoyed Kills. It always felt like this was like the middle part of a movie and Ends is the third act. So I'm just really excited to see what they do with this new movie to kind of continue the story onwards from where they left it off in Kills, after that massive cliffhanger. So for those who don't like Kills, your opinion may change retroactively after this new Ends film. So keep an open mind. That's all I ask. So talking about this brand new trailer, because I think it's a little weird that the last trailer was like, oh yeah, final trailer, and then there's just this new one yesterday. I think that's a little strange, but hey, fuck it, I don't care. So we start off with what I'm assuming is Laurie Strode's house here, which looks strangely like the house from Halloween 5. I think that's probably a reference in itself, but I'll take it, it's cool. We also get some voiceover and some new shots of the DJ character in this movie, who is giving me some strong Adrienne Barbeau from The Fog vibes. Stevie Wayne, baby. This is really nice because earlier in the year, director David Gordon Green told us a lot about how this movie is going to feel like all of the other works of John Carpenter, not just what he did with Halloween back in the 70s. Obviously, the past 2 movies have referenced a lot of the franchise, and I thought that was really cool, but to do that again in Ends may feel stale at this point, just because of how much they did that in both the first Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. I mean, we're already seeing references to the Halloween franchise too, but I don't think it's going to be a main focus. I think references to other John Carpenter movies such as Christine and The Fog are going to be much bigger nuances than the Halloween references. Speaking of this character's voiceover, I think it's a little weird that he's making jokes about Michael Myers. I mean, imagine going to like Milwaukee and then being like, ah, Jeffrey Dahmer, what a guy. Like, I feel like people would think that was a little weird to be making some Dahmer jokes. That's essentially the same thing here. So I don't really know how I feel about that. I kind of hope that's not in the movie. We also get some more shots of Corey in the cave going after Michael. He even says something like, where are you? Like looking for him. So he knows he's there. This makes me think that maybe Corey and Michael had an encounter even before all of this. Like, I'm wondering if that shot of him in the sewer when he gets grabbed by Michael is the first time they really meet each other, or if there's more to it than we haven't seen yet. This Corey character is really throwing a monkey wrench in some of my theories here. I don't know how they're going to approach this guy. Allison has a line where she says, you're not gonna stop until you finish it or everyone else is dead, which is a theory that I had a little while ago about how Laurie may be the only one left standing at the end of this new movie. I don't think that would be a bad ending, personally. If everyone else died around her, all of her family members, Hawkins, who I'm assuming is either her new boyfriend or husband in this movie, she is wearing a ring after all, I think that would be really upsetting and a bittersweet ending for this franchise. That could be really cool. I think to have Laurie actually take down Michael, that finally happens for her, but she had to sacrifice everything else in her life to take down this evil. That could be a really nice bittersweet ending that I would actually love to see. Don't forget, one of the last songs on this soundtrack is called The Procession, which I'm assuming is in reference to a funeral of sorts. So imagine if it's the funeral of like Hawkins and Allison and all that. That would be really tragic, obviously, but I'm not expecting sunshine and rainbows from the ending of Halloween Ends. I'm expecting this to be bittersweet as fuck. It may even be a little bit of a tearjerker. I'll cry if Hawkins or Laurie dies, honestly. And maybe even Allison too. I'll start crying. It's gonna be Endgame all over again. One of the most interesting lines in this new trailer though is we get Corey saying, "You started this," sitting where I'm assuming is on Laurie Strode's floor. Is he talking to Laurie or is he talking to Michael? Because like first thought, I'm like, okay, he's probably talking to Michael and he's pissed because Michael's like gonna betray him now and kill him or whatever. Because according to the plot description of this movie, they're colleagues apparently. I don't love the way that's worded because it kind of insinuates that they're like on this heist mission to take down Laurie Strode together or something, which I just wouldn't want to see that personally. That'd be so ridiculous. But I could see Corey having this false union inside his own crazy head that maybe him and Michael are working together and he's like, it's all coming from him and Michael's just doing his Michael thing, running around killing people. He doesn't give a shit. I just feel like it would be really uncharacteristic of Michael to team up last minute like this. I don't know. The guy doesn't even speak. I mean, I doubt he's like going to be working with people. Michael's a really simple guy. He really just likes to kill, make some art out of his kills and go home. I mean, that is about it. That's all he likes to do. That's it. So I'm starting to think that maybe this line is directed towards Laurie because we get a bunch of screenshots of Corey and Laurie together, and I know that rhymes, and yes, it is goofy, but I'm almost starting to think that maybe Corey's not on Michael's side, but Corey's actually working with Laurie. Maybe he also wants to take down Michael Myers, but has like some crazy, stupid plan to do it where he dresses up like Michael Myers himself. Because I've talked about in past trailers, we see someone who is clearly not Michael Myers, who has all the fingers on their left hand, walking around dressed up as him. So imagine if that junkyard sequence is all just one big misunderstanding. Like it's Corey walking around dressed up as Michael Myers, all these kids think it is Michael Myers and they're trying to kill him in the junkyard. Speaking of that, in this new trailer, we get a shot of one of the kids there saying, "I got you now, you psycho," and he's got a big gun with him and all that. I'm really thinking that Corey's gonna meet his end because he's kind of an idiot. Referring to the soundtrack list one more time, the 13th track is called The Junkyard, 14 is Where Are You, and then 15 is Bye Bye Corey. So I'm starting to think that maybe Corey's not a copycat killer. Maybe he just had some crazy plan to dress up like Michael and lure Michael over somewhere because there's a doppelganger of him. I don't know, some kind of crazy plan. Corey is clearly a young man and he's maybe not thinking all that clearly, and he wants to involve Laurie back into the situation so that they can all of them take down Michael. So maybe there's some kind of confusion with the plan because it doesn't sound like the greatest idea to take down Michael, and that's where the Where Are You track comes in, which is immediately followed by Bye Bye Corey, and I don't think Corey Cunningham is living past that track. David Gordon Green has already played off of misunderstandings in Halloween Kills, which was one of my favorite sequences in that entire movie, so to do that again here, but even bigger, would be kind of dope. Maybe Michael Myers is killing a bunch of these kids at this junkyard, but that is of course unbeknownst to Corey Cunningham, who then gets shot in the face by some of these kids trying to defend themselves. And I know this sounds really tragic, but once again, I'm just not expecting a happy ending from this. Like, I'm not expecting it to be like 100% like Michael just kills everybody and walks into the sunset. No, I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting it to be just really bittersweet. It's going to be a battle with a lot of losses, and I really only think one person's getting out of this alive. One, maybe two. I also just don't want to see Corey running around as Michael Myers, and I feel like David Gordon Green is kind of on the same page as that. I talked about in a previous video how he compared this to a movie called Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker, which is all about a young man who gets blamed for a bunch of murders done by somebody else. So I'm assuming he's going to take that same approach to Corey Cunningham, otherwise I don't really see the connection to that film. We'll just have to see on October 14th though. I am so unbelievably excited for it, but what do you guys think about Halloween Ends and this brand new trailer? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this brand new Halloween Ends update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, if you want to support this page further, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on my page. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.